'Tis the season to stress over the Mammoth Sniper Challenge.
Oh, that's amazing. Look at that fish.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are less than 5 weeks away from the Mammoth Sniper Challenge, January 2025. It is going to be at Fort Barfoot up in Blackstone, Virginia. Virginia in January. Backpacking, camping, rucking, outdoors for 2.5 days. Yikes. So, it's time to stress over Mammoth. What is the Mammoth Sniper Challenge? The Mammoth Sniper Challenge is a 2.5 day shooting, rucking, backpacking, camping competition. You step off on Friday morning and you have to have absolutely everything that you may need for those 2.5 days, with the exception of water. Water is provided, and that is a huge asset. But you need to have absolutely everything on your person on Friday morning. You cannot go back to your vehicle. That is an instant disqualification. But food, fuel, ammo, weapons, warmth, whatever it may be, you have to have it on your person on Friday morning when you step off. So what am I stressing over for Mammoth in January? I competed in the Mammoth Sniper Challenge in April at Fort Chaffee out in Arkansas, and I learned a great deal. Unfortunately, we were not able to finish. My partner had an old ACL repair that acted up, and being that we are just regular people with regular day jobs, he made the decision that he wanted to withdraw. So we did, and we finished Friday. And we wound up coming in like 29th. So we didn't finish last. And that was a huge goal, was just to not finish last. And we didn't do that. And then we shot all day Saturday and we left after the shooting and we went home. So he went back to work on Monday. So that's what it is. But I built a new rifle for the next competition, and it's a 6GT. It was put together by the guys up at GCP Rifle Co. in Venice. They did a fantastic job. I hadn't shot it in a couple of months. I wanted to, but I just hadn't made it out to the long range, and I took it to the range. I just was on a 100-yard bay, and I went from corner to corner just to kind of see where it was at. So 5 shots, cold bore, did pretty good. I think it might have been a tick high, but I'll adjust the zero just to make sure in the future. But the rifle is more than capable of hitting the shots. It's me that's the limiting factor, but this is not a concern for me.
Another thing that I'm not stressing over is the rucking. I mean, don't get me wrong, the rucking sucks, but it's doable. As long as you follow your pace. So for example, I'm rucking a couple miles right now, and I just jogged basically the first mile. Granted, I live in Florida and it's flat and it's warm, I'm sweating and whatnot, but I ran the first one, or jogged the first one, in 12 minutes and 50 seconds. So in theory, I could walk the next mile in 19 minutes and 10 seconds and still be on pace. Now, the key to the rucking is you jog or a light run on the flat spots, and you save your energy going up, and going down, it could be a game time decision. But the rucking definitely doesn't stress me out as long as you have the right gear. You definitely want to have a good pair of shoes and a good pair of socks. You definitely don't want to be breaking them in a week beforehand, or not even at all. That is definitely wrong, and you're going to have a problem. But the rucking doesn't stress me out. Second mile done, 28:55. So in theory, I still have 3 minutes in the bank. So that is the point I'm trying to make about your rucking strategy. If you strategically do it and you have a plan, it's really not bad. And don't forget, when you're wearing a pack like this, it's all on your shoulders. When you have your actual backpack, you're going to have a lot of that weight dispersed onto your hips, not much on your shoulders. I use Everly Stock the Recon, the Bino harness, and That I have about 7 or 8 pounds in there, so I don't have 50 pounds on my back. So the rucking is not what I'm stressing over. Having a little bit of experience, I know how to manage my time and whatnot. So it's really not an issue. But coming up, this is what really is stressing me out.
December 26th is the day when we're going to figure out what the weather might be when we step off. So it's not the rifle shooting that I'm stressing over. It's not the rucking that I'm stressing over. It's the weather. What is the weather going to be like? I live in South Florida, so I have zero reason to have a ton of warm weather gear. I've got warm clothing and stuff like that because I go skiing a couple times a year. You know, we take vacations, etc., etc. But I don't have cold weather gear. I've got a 20-degree quilt, and I've got kind of like a regular backpacking sleeping pad, but I didn't have anything that would withstand the cold. So I actually bought a new sleeping mattress for this competition. I got it on a Black Friday deal, but that coupled with the closed cell foam pad underneath, that is what's going to keep me warm at night. But I might need to adjust my sleep clothing. You know, when I backpacked on the Appalachian Trail, I actually slept in this one night, and I could very well do that again. But do I need insulated pants? I bought down booties to wear in my tent at night so that my feet don't get cold. I remember there was one time, it was the first time my wife went camping with the scouts, and it was like 40 degrees, and we actually put hot hands right over our groin where your femoral arteries are, because that warms the blood, because it's the arteries are close to the skin, and it actually kept our legs warm because it kind of warmed the blood as it was passing through. So that is something that I plan on doing again to make sure that my feet don't get cold overnight. You can also take a Nalgene, boil some water before your bed, throw it in the bottom of your sleeping bag or your sleeping quilt, and that is another way to stay warm. But, you know, how bad is the weather going to be? Is it going to snow leading up there? Are we going to be traipsing around in the snow? Do I need yak tracks for some grip so that I don't fall? Hot hands, gloves. Do I need heavy duty gloves? Am I going to need goggles because we're going to be in a freaking snowstorm? You know, I just don't know. If it's 40 degrees and raining, it is going to be absolutely miserable. It'll probably be the worst experience of my life. If it's snow, I love the snow, but are they going to be able to see the targets out at 600-800 yards? You know, that there's so many different variables that are weather dependent. That is what I'm stressing most for Mammoth Sniper Challenge 2025. I'm getting hot because this insulation really does work. So there are going to be more videos on Mammoth coming up as I dedicate my full focus to Mammoth Sniper Challenge, amongst other videos on the channel. So if you've got any questions about Mammoth, I do have a limited amount of experience, but I'm not the end-all and be-all of this competition. So that's going to do it for this one. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next video.